Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Also, I'd like to give a double honor to the elders and apostles of great military and Taj Yeshu. And shalom to the brothers out there that's tuned in. I just want to go in a quick lesson going into how the Most High is going to bring nuclear destruction to America. This place is, according to the scripture, man, this place is going to go out by the way of Icbm, intercontinental nuclear missiles. And that's how this place is going to be thrown down. So I'm going to start off with this. It's book of Revelation 9, verse 15. And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year. So it's going to be a certain hour, and it's going to be on a certain day and a certain, day in a month, and a certain time in that year for to slay the third part of men. Which that third part of men is talking about these people, man. You got the 2/3 of our people. You got these other nations. And then you got Esau, man. Because there will be no survivors sitting or standing still in America, man. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, which the horsemen is talking about the Most High's, nuclear missiles, man. Because you would think that just because, the so-called white man, Esau, created these things, well, actually, the Most High created this nuclear scientist, which is Esau, to create, these nuclear weapons. He created these people to create these nuclear weapons. And I heard the number of them. And just to prove that, let me prove that real quick. This book Isaiah 54 verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. What's that talking about, man? He have created the smith that burneth the clothes, that bloweth the coals in the fire. So that's talking about a nuclear scientist. And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And what's the instrument that he brought forth, man? That he's bringing forth? That the nuclear missiles, man. The nuclear weapons. And I've created the waster to destroy. That waster, the nuclear missiles, man. What? That's going to be used to destroy, different countries, man. Let's see if there's any more on that. Yeah, so that's who the Most High is using these people to create his nuclear weapons, to create his nuclear destructions, man. So back in Revelation 9, and the number of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as heads of lions. Meaning they're very powerful. See, that's how you know. It's not talking about just any average horse. Not talking about a regular, horse that you see in today's day. These horses are going into the power of these nuclear missiles, man. It's going into these nuclear missiles, man. And out of their mouth issued fire, smoke, and brimstone. So you can't find a horse that has fire coming out of its mouth, smoke coming out of its mouth, brimstone coming out of its mouth. It's talking about these nuclear warheads, man. By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issue out of their mouth. And that's what's going to bring that second death, man, that second destruction, by this place being destroyed by thermonuclear heat. For their power is in their mouth. The tip of the missiles, man. The warhead. That's really where the real destruction is at. It's in the nuclear warheads. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt. Yeah, they do burn, man. So that's what's coming to that's what's coming to America, man. 200 million nuclear missiles, because it says 200,000. You add that up, man, that's 200 million. Now, it's not going to exactly be 200 million actual nuclear missiles. You see in each warhead, you know, you got about like 8, 10, 15, 20 in each warhead. You know, 8, you know, you got, let me see, like at least 20, 30, you know, missiles, you know, what do they call it? You know, warheads, you know, in each head of the missile, man. As you see in that video, you know, when it was shot off, what the back part dropped off, you know, the middle part came off, and what the top opened, the tip of that missile opened, what, and then they released the warheads, which those warheads are the actual projectiles that's going to be used, you know, to destroy, man. And there's gonna be 200 million of them. You know, it's coming to America. This book of Isaiah 66:15, for behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with fire. So that's to let you know that he's the one that's bringing this destruction, man. He's coming with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. So those nuclear missiles that you're going to be seeing being shot off, that's going to be the rebuke of Yahweh Shimi Al Shai. You know, man, let me get the 16th verse. For by fire and by his sword, what is a sword, man? What is a sword? The nuclear missiles. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh shall be many. That's right, because I believe I brought out in the lesson I did before, you know, going into how, you know, the Most High is going to use, he said that his sword should be bathed in the heaven. Like I said, what that sword is going into is those nuclear missiles, man. It's not going to be an actual sword, but that sword is just a representation of a killing instrument. You know, and when he's using it this time, he's using the nuclear missiles. For by fire and by his sword with the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh shall be many. So that just proves right there that the Most High is not coming just for peace, man. He's coming. He's a man of war. He's coming to destroy, man. The Most High is coming to destroy. He's coming to melt you people. You know.